what are you most looking forward to having answered from all the questions we've been asking since last year's Super Bowl the most?
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the AFC this year, to be honest with you. I just don't remember a time. Maybe you have to go back to the 70s and, all those great Dolphin teams and the Steelers and the Raiders. And I mean, and it was just unbelievable. But this is as loaded as I can ever remember the AFC being. I mean, I almost have to pick out teams that I don't think have a chance to win the AFC this year, and it's a pretty small number. And even those, like, I would probably put the Patriots in that mix, but you got Bill Belichick coaching that team, so do they have a chance? Yeah, probably. Everybody in the North, I think, has a chance. I don't know what the Colts are going to do, but there's only a handful of teams now that you just go. I mean, even the Broncos, you go, with Sean and Russell, could they do it? Of course they could. And so, I mean, it's just one of those years, I think. And for me, I look at it like these teams are going to be so battle-tested come playoff time that the teams that win the division may not be the ones that are going on, that you're going to see some team that gets healthy at the end of the year and all of a sudden, they're coming out of the wild card and they're going to make a run. And you just wonder if the NFC is going to be like that. Now, we all get fooled, right? But, Eagles, Cowboys, 49ers, pick out who else you like. You may like the Lions. You may like the Vikings, maybe the Giants, whoever, the Seahawks, whoever it is that's your thing. But it's not that across-the-board sort of just powerhouse that it feels like that the AFC is right now.
How real do you think the Jets are, Chris?
Tell me why they can't win it. I mean, I watched their defense. We did our fantasy football draft last night, and if you need fantasy help, go to pff.com. Give you all you need.
Yep.
But we did our fantasy draft last night, and I almost took them with the first overall pick of when we got down to picking the defenses over the 49ers, over the Steelers, but somebody took them ahead of me. I mean, they can rush the passer. They have two tremendous cornerbacks, young cornerbacks on the outside. They finished 4th or 5th in the league in defense last year. That everybody in that organization thinks they're much better than what they were a season ago. And you've got a guy who's won 2 out of the last 3 MVPs playing quarterback for you now. And with Rookie of the Year on the offensive side and potentially the other Rookie of the Year if he hadn't gotten hurt halfway through the season. So I think it's a good mix of young and old. It's a coaching staff that's been together now for a little while, and they've got a 2-year window apparently here with Aaron Rodgers where, I think they're as good as anybody. Yeah,
you're going to see some tests, obviously, firsthand on Sunday night. Real quick, Miami at New England is huge. Pittsburgh at Vegas. Then you got a crown jewel, which is Rodgers welcoming in Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So you get the Chiefs twice in the first month of the season. I'm assuming you haven't been to Kansas City just yet. What's the weaknesses here? I look at their receiving core, and that just looks like cheese to be taken because Juju's gone and Kadarius Toney has not been he hasn't been healthy. I'm just wondering what could the Chris Jones holding out? I don't know what could take him out this year, Chris.
Yeah, I think it has to be among those things, though, right? I mean, the idea that they took Tyreek Hill out of that lineup last year and nothing changed, right? It was out of everything that happened a season ago. To me, that was the most mind-boggling. And maybe if Tyreek hadn't done what he did in Kansas City, you go, oh, well, it was just Mahomes. But what he did in Miami was unbelievable. So now I think it comes down to, some health issues, right? Kadarius Toney can be unbelievable. I mean, my line on him is if the whole NFL played tag, he would win. Nobody can get to that guy. When he was at Florida, he just couldn't cover him. Rashee Rice is a nice player back there. Sky Moore, I think, in year 2 is going to come in. This Justin Ross, when he was at Clemson, Justin Ross in his freshman year was like the world record holder. Like nobody had a freshman year like this guy had. He had some injuries. He had a neck thing, he had a foot thing. He had some things, but if he can be the guy. So I think there is that uncertainty with the receiving core. Travis Kelce, you want to think he can play till he's 50. At some point, people usually begin showing some sign of age that he hasn't yet in his mid-30s here. But probably what happens at the 2 tackle positions. They paid big money. They change out both tackles for Juwan Taylor. And they go get Donovan Smith, who struggled with some injuries, had a tough year last year. So I would think Donovan Smith at the left tackle is the guy they're going to have to probably try and help a little bit. But realistically, Travis Kelce was chipping all year last year and going out and still had this unbelievable season. So I don't know what slows you down if you have 15 playing quarterback back there. But and Chris Jones is a great player. You take Chris Jones out for half a season, and that's what he's talked about. Is he going to hold out for half a year or not? That will be tough to overcome.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.